Hello guys, we are looking at investigation 6, which is on page 145 in your textbook. We started this in class and there was a bit of a problem. I was copying down the table from the physical textbook that I was holding in my hand, and there's actually an error there that Jason helped me find. It's been corrected on the online version of the textbook, so that's great. So investigation 6 looks like this. We've got these three functions we're dealing with, the exact same functions from investigation 5. Your instruction is to expand each of these functions. Okay, so expand algebraically each of these three functions. I'm doing A in red. I'll do the steps for that. And then I just wrote what the other ones are in expanded form, because you can do the work there and then check your answer, stop the video and check. Okay, so this x plus 1 all to the power of 2 means we've got two of those brackets. Keep that 2 out there. Do this FOIL work. So everybody in the first bracket dances with everybody in the second bracket. X squared plus 2x plus 1. And subtract 4 out at the end. Now we need to distribute the 2 into that bracket. 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. Subtract 4. And we get 2x squared plus 4x subtract 2, which we did this part in class. Now I'm going to move this down here into the table. Okay, now we need to find negative b over 2a. And when we did it in class, I didn't know, the book said just negative b over a. It's supposed to be negative b over 2a, so that's why it didn't quite work out the way it's supposed to when we were working on this in class. So negative b over 2a, this is referring to in this position in general form of a quadratic. So this is the number, a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant. So negative b over 2a in this case is negative 4 over 2. 2 times a, 2 times 2. So that's negative 4 over 4, which is negative 1. Yeah, okay. Phew, I was looking at b, thinking it didn't turn out right again, but a, yes, we want it to be negative 1. Okay, so then f of negative b over 2a. Remember, f of x, here we're dealing with f of x, okay? We figured out what negative b over 2a is. So if we do f of that number, so f of negative b over 2a, in this case, for this function, happens to be f of negative 1. Okay, f of negative 1. So we just do that, plug negative 1 into the function. And then subtract 2. Okay, so that's 2 times positive 1, 2, 4 times negative 1, negative 4, negative 2, and that equals negative 4. Okay, axes of symmetry. We already figured this out from the previous investigation, investigation 5. So the axis of symmetry was x equals negative 1. And we already figured out the vertex from investigation 5 as well. We figured out that vertex of negative 1, negative 4. Okay, so I want you to look up here. We start it with this function in vertex form. The reason it's called vertex form, another name, transformational form, is because we can see the vertex, negative 1, negative 4, negative 1, negative 4. Now, over here we're looking at something, we're figuring out negative b over 2a, and then what does y equal when we substitute that value into the function. And notice what we get, negative 1, negative 4, and that is the vertex. Okay, so in other words, negative b over 2a in standard form or general form is actually telling us the x coordinate of the vertex. So this will calculate the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay, similarly, if we then take that x coordinate, substitute it back into the function, so f of negative b over 2a, this is going to be the y coordinate of the vertex. Okay, axis of symmetry is going to be that equation of a vertical line, x equals, and it will be negative b over 2a from standard form of a function. And vertex will be negative b over 2a for the x coordinate and f of negative b over 2a for that y coordinate. Okay, so just make sure, there, can you see all of that, hopefully? Make sure you can see the reason we're doing investigation 6, and you can check your answers here for part B and part C. Stop the video, do your work, check your answers. Okay, we get negative b over 2a as 2 and 5. There's the vertex, x equals 2 is the axis of symmetry. And for part C, we get 1 and negative 6. In vertex form, we could see that. That will be the vertex, and this will be the axis of symmetry, x equals 1. From here, in standard form, we can also see that by negative b over 2a and f of negative b over 2a. Thanks a lot. See you in class.